next email to your mother, which is dated February 3rd, 2017. It's one after the one about talking about morals. I wish you were here to help me figure out how this iPhone worked. Here we go. The last time we talked about morals, I couldn't get by the 3 basic moral principles on which I live by in light of what happened. If I could say that if I did what you did, I couldn't live with myself. But as pointed out last time, I never could have done what you did. Something in my makeup would not allow me to do what you did to me. However, perhaps I did something morally wrong to you. Perhaps this terrible way I talked to you, things I said about you, I don't know, were they that hurtful? Sheer lack of civility? Maybe stopping you from going to Florida? Or anything else I said to hurt your feelings? Because I can't remember anything that was that bad, aside from, stopping you from going to Florida, which, I had every right to do. No matter how mad you are about that, I don't deserve to have my daughter taken away from me because of that. But I did nothing to Juliette, nothing immoral for sure. Perhaps I called her a name, perhaps I disciplined her, and she got mad at me. Well, if it is really out of the ordinary for a parent to call their teenager child a name, if it is really out of the ordinary for a parent to discipline their child, for that child to be mad at him for doing so, well, I'm guilty. If that is such an unusual thing to do, did I ever hit her? Did I ever touch her improperly? Can you say I did anything to deserve the punishment I got? I don't think so. I don't think anybody needed her, does anyone else. So what does this punishment have to do with Juliette? Now, I know a couple of occasions that Juliette said she was scared of me. I know Juliette lived. Now, I know if Juliette lived with me, I could get her to say the same about you. No mystery there. She said plenty of things about you. Well, I have evidence you were lying, of course. And you were lying about threatening Juliette and might say, well, he's just lying. But I think you would be deeply disturbed if you knew exactly who the person was that sent me that letter. I have that piece of paper. I won't say that I could, but I could show it to anybody. And yes, I found yet another person who said this was your story. People just can't keep their mouths shut. What did you tell your family, I wonder? I'm not going to go to show this to anyone. I want us to work something out. Perhaps you are just stuck between a rock and a hard place. I think I meant I was not going to show the letter. But that would be the nature of my next email. Oddly enough, yet another person actually told me of your plans for the next couple of years. Boy, do people love to talk. My good friend Alan Zapata just died. He left behind a small child, a child that will never see his father. When Alan is my age, that child would be just a couple of years older than Juliette. I wonder how much his son would wish he had known his father. Nothing we could do about death. What if that child were separated from Alan by 1 mile away? By a lie. Go on to the next email, because that was an angry one. February 10th. We are reaching the point of where we stand now, but I will start calling you to give you reports instead of emails because I am allowed to. It gets to a point where I can only guess what you are thinking or planning, not being able to have a conversation with you. But today I will continue with what I want to say, what I have been talking about during our sessions. I can only guess what your intentions are, but it's amazing that yet another person has said to me about what you said. I guess people love to gossip. I think you are stuck between a rock and a hard place. You had a major commitment to go to the courts with this phony order of protection, and you have told everyone that it's the truth. You had to. You also had to ride out the time until October, even though you didn't have to. I can't understand the predicament. I can understand the predicament you're in. You made me out to be a very bad guy that needs therapy. However, I have a piece of paper I could show anyone that, and I have shown some people that the threat against Juliette was a lie. I could show it to anyone, including your family members, but I won't. I promised the person I would keep their identity secret. At any time, you, me, and Juliette could sit down and work things out. Now, one would have to know. No one would have to know. You wouldn't. Your family members wouldn't have to know. Whatever. You could keep your dignity. But if you feel compelled to at least wait until October, then at least I could have 7 months visitation before she turns 18. I am sure at that point you will move to Florida, but what will Juliet do? Will she go to college? Will she ever live by herself, or will she always live with you? It's been over a year now, and the 15-year-old kid I knew is gone forever. Whatever relationship I might have had with Juliet will be a new one, because she is just short of being an adult. I am making my own plans. True, once Juliet is an adult, there will be little reason for us to communicate. That means Juliet, that means me and your mother, you know. However, I still believe that the two of us can work together to help our daughter, and that has always been the best scenario. I will have all these letters given to her by me or a person I've appointed in my will when she is older and perhaps on her own. So I am sure that if so, I am sure you give them to her and let her read them, because what would she think about you if you withheld them? I'm talking about the letters that I have written to Juliet, because I haven't found out at this point that she has never read a single one of them. Right back to the email. What would your family think about that? The fact that Juliet never calls me is not a good sign that she's reading my letters. So what's the end game? What's going to happen October 1st? Will we agree to let Juliet see me again for at least 7 months of high school? Will you take out another order and go through 6 months of court again? All I'm asking for is some compensation for the irreplaceable time I have lost with my daughter at your hand. I will be civil to you both, and because if I have not learned my lesson by now, I never will. And it could be March 1st. If things go wrong, you can pull the order of protection and put me in jail as a safety net. I mean, you have all the options in the world. I have proven that I have done everything asked of me, and it is not as noble as morality, but sheer consequentialism. In other words, I have no desire to go to jail, and will do everything in my power not to let that happen. Once Juliet graduates and once you move, I am out of here as well, but I don't think I'm going to follow you. I have been making plans by myself on where to go with my girlfriend, if that situation lasts. Well, that situation has not lasted. By the way, she has a great deal of money and told me if I ever find myself in court again, she would hire the best lawyer, because she doesn't know you, but like many people, she is horrified by what has happened. So think about it. I told that person who ratted you out I would keep your identity a secret. But if I have to go back on that, I will. I changed my mind. I will not go back on that. Let's not let it come to that, because no one is going to doubt the word of that person. All of this was discussed during therapy, and wait till you find out who that person was. Next email is February 19th. I seem to have lost count. Anyway, I'm writing to update you as I'm supposed to do. So, I'm beat from working in the studio all weekend. Well, there's no rule in you're telling me anything. I'm at the point with my therapist where we will have to see what happens come October, or maybe we can talk. I have no intention of breaking the order of protection, but I do have the email letter about your line and the order of protection, so I want to keep that quiet, and perhaps we can have a civil conversation about what to do going forward. I would hate to miss her 17th birthday, and I have to wait 7 more months. This is added to the 13 months since I have seen my daughter. Whatever I did, this to me and many others seems like cruel and unusual punishment. Perhaps you told your whole family what was in the order of protection was true, and you can't go back on that. But I have been in therapy, and I think the best thing would be to be reunited with my daughter. There's not a therapist on earth that thinks a daughter being separated from her father is a good thing. You're lost, you dad, much too early. I can only imagine that you would have liked to have had him for another 20 or 30 years. I know Juliet as well, and nothing has happened in your family. And I was informed Juliette missed an entire month of school in January. Ball is in your court. I'm ready to be civil and put things in the past. All right, I'll stop it there. I'm getting awfully frustrated because I'm not reading emails anymore. I'm just making a commentary here on the last day of March of 2018 because I've written every week to you, Juliette, by letter and sent emails to your mother. And we're getting to the end of February, which means after the 8 months of the trial, your mother could have emailed me for October, November, December, January, February, 5 months now. I've sent emails without a response. Of course, I'm getting frustrated. There will be something that will make her respond eventually. It's kind of surprising what it is. But I know she's been reading all these. That's one thing that came out when she would finally email me. But she didn't email me because she wanted to. She emailed me because she was scared about something. And I'll get to that. And that should be coming out very soon, within about a month of emails here. Love you, honey. Bye.